Good evening, everyone. I'm here with Big Boy. Oh, don't trip. You almost tripped. You almost tripped. I didn't see him this morning because he didn't show up. And of course, for dinner, you show up. I had to call him, but he came. He came quick. For dinner, he's always close by. I've noticed that about Buck. And my husband did the blower today. He cleaned all this whole trail, literally the whole trail, all the way up to like that tree over there. So now it's nice and clean. So when I throw the pumpkin, what happened, baby? Really? You want to eat in your bucket? All right, hold on. Hold on. All right, guys, he wants to eat in his bucket this evening, which is it's not bad. Hold on, Buck. Hold on, guys. I want to try to get the seeds and everything for him in here. Okay, you ready? You ready? Yeah, you wagging your tail. You ready? Oh, you stinky boy. You stinky boy. Okay. Hold on, guys. Let me grab this. Yeah, so this morning, Buck didn't show up. That's why I didn't make a breakfast video. I was here from like 9:30 all the way up to 10:15. And then I ended up going inside and getting ready to go grocery shopping. So that's why I was like, all right, I'm not going to wait any longer. I said, I got things to do today. But he ate all his breakfast because it was gone when I came back home. I looked in the bucket. I was like, let me go look to see if he ate. Because I came back from grocery shopping. It was like 11:30. And everything was gone. So he must have showed up at 11, maybe. Or maybe 10:30. I don't know. Every time I hear the squirrels walking down there, I feel like I hear footsteps of deers, but it's not. The squirrels always prank me. Good boy. Eat your dinner, baby. So you have the energy for later to go looking for your girls. My husband did a good job. He blew all the leaves. We usually keep up with this whole trail right here. My husband will clean this whole trail every year when the leaves fall. So by the time spring comes, it's not so messy where I could just like plant the seeds, you know. Oh, he's a stinky boy today. You're a stinky boy, Buck. So now Buck is having his dinner. Guys, I actually called him at 4 and he came because I would like him to come every day at 4. So, you know, when the winter comes, I know it starts getting dark around like 5:30-ish. So that's why I'm trying to get him used to coming a little early, at least by 4:30, you know. I want to feed him every day. So I'm excited. He was close by. Literally, once I called his name maybe like once or twice, and he showed up right away. My neighbor is outside. That's why he keeps looking over there, because I spotted my neighbor outside before when I was walking over here. And Buck is definitely in rut, because I could smell him. He's a stinky boy. When he's in rut, he becomes a stinky boy. Right, baby? You become a stinky boy, Buck. But I'm happy I got to see him at least for dinner time, you know? I follow a lot of people. I'm not like promoting for this social media, but I'm on TikTok too, guys. So if you go on TikTok and you go on T and Buck, on TikTok it's T and Buck. If you go on TikTok and you go to T and Buck, you'll find my page. I have a lot of deer people that I follow, like people that have, you know, friends, deers, like deers that are friends. And there's 2 people that I follow, and they're girls too, and they're friends with a buck as well. But their bucks leave, like around rut, they'll leave and they won't see the bucks for like a whole month before sometimes the bucks return and sometimes they don't. I always write to them and I tell them I'm so thankful that this one does not leave, you know? Like he doesn't leave for good. He leaves where in the mornings I don't get to see him like, you know, I would like to. But it's okay. At least I get to see him for dinner time. At least it's once a day. That's fine, you know. I know eventually it's going to go back to twice a day, seeing him for breakfast and dinner. But right now he's in, you know, he's in that mood where he's looking for girls and stuff. So I let him be. You ate all your food. Definitely ate it fast, Buck. You definitely ate all your food so fast. And his glands why his legs are getting dark. That dark hair, that's right underneath the blonde hair. Right there, that dark hair. That's how you know when deers, male deers, are going into rut, when that becomes dark. So you see that on him, it is getting darker. So he's definitely in rut right now as we speak. But thank God, he's a very good boy. I don't want to jinx it, but out of all the 4 years I've spent with him, every year during rut, he's a very good boy. It was only the second year that, not that he showed aggression, that I don't know if he was looking at me like I was a female deer. He was like grunting at me and coming close, like really close, and trying to like, not like headbutt me. I might have it on video. I have to go back to my old videos. That was the only time he showed any type of thing that I was like a little like nervous about, being too close to him. But after that, by the 3rd year and now this year, he's much different with me. He's a good boy. He's a well-behaved boy, I gotta say. I'm sure you guys see it in the videos, He's so calm around me. He could be hyper and having the zoomies and running around like a maniac, but the minute he comes here next to me, he calms down automatically. Like, I think I make him calm down. Right, big boy? And it's so beautiful out. It's not cold out, but I have one of my robes on because I did take a shower like an hour ago, so my hair is still wet. I'm out here with a wet head. So that's why I was like, let me like dress up warm so I don't get sick, Because there's like a little chill in the air, but it's not cold. It's nice. It feels like a fall day. And I'm so happy that my husband cleaned all the leaves here. I mean, this tree is almost naked. It just has the bottom leaves. And then we still have all those leaves that gotta fall. So there's still a lot of leaves that gotta fall, but most of them fell. And there's a lot of pine trees over here and oak trees, so they don't lose leaves. Like these type of trees over here, they don't lose leaves. Right, big boy? Where were you this morning? I was calling you and calling you. I was waiting for you. He's listening to me because his ears are moving. Oh, there was a bug on me. Right, bug? Right, Buck? I was calling you and calling you this morning. And you just decided to do your own thing, which is fine. I totally understand. I get it. I mean, I don't totally get it because I'm not a deer, but right now he smells like a farm animal. It's like a very stinky, like when you're walking into like a farm and you smell the stinkiness from the farm. That's how I could put it of what Buck smells like right now. Being close to him right now, it smells like being around the farm. Like that. That's the best way I could explain it. If anybody is wondering, like, what's the stinky smell that he smells like? It's like a farm. If you're leaving already, that's crazy. It's okay, that's a doggy. Oh, I hear the dogs in the yard. Is that Nonna? That's Nonna? My father-in-law's going to throw out the garbage, so Buck is looking. That's the rest of the pumpkin you have left. You have another pumpkin coming, Buck. Now he's eating the pumpkin that he has left. Oh, and that's another way you could tell that he's in rut. You see the blackness inside that white part of his legs? That's another way you could tell, like, when a male deer is in rut. When that white gets like the black inside of the hairs, that you could tell that they're in rut. And usually this will last all the way up to January. By the end of January, going into February, they start calming down. Like, they won't be so like, I don't know how to say, like feisty, They'll calm down. Because I remember usually every year, around like the end of January, he starts calming down. So by the end of December, he'll probably start showing up for breakfast again. Or maybe in the middle of December. It all depends. Like I said, Buck, he has his own mind. I don't control him. I don't tell him, like, oh, come at this time or do this. Like, I just have a scheduled time with him where, for years he's been showing up at that time. But when he goes into rut, that's when that time. Like, he changes his own times, the feeding times. So I just go with the flow. I just come out when he's here. Yeah, a lot of the pumpkin, my husband blew it down the hill because he had to blow the leaves. He told me, he was like, I couldn't stop to pick up every piece of pumpkin, so I blew it. But one piece landed over there, right there. So Buck is eating that piece that landed there. But I told my husband it's okay because he's going to be getting a big pumpkin soon. Probably one day over the week I'll give it to him. I'll do it in the morning when my husband is home, where I have time to sit here and cut it in the morning, you know, and actually do a nice video where I can watch him enjoy it before I leave, you know, because I'm not going to do it for dinner time. I would like to do it for dinner time, but I'm not, because, you know, I don't have so much time to play around with dinner time. Some days, over the weekdays, my husband goes to work at noon, so those days would be a perfect day where I could give him, like, the pumpkin. I usually give it to him like a day or two before Halloween. So soon. He's going to be getting it really, really soon. Halloween is, I think, what? Thursday, I think, right? I got to check on the calendar. I think it's Thursday, if I'm correct. If it is, I'll give him the pumpkin either this Tuesday or this Wednesday. And you see pumpkins, he'll eat the whole skin and everything. He'll eat everything. If I was to throw a butternut squash, like whole piece on the floor without taking the peel and everything off the way I do, he'll take like a couple bites out of it, but he'll leave it. He won't eat it the way he's eating the pumpkin. So that's how I know Buck really enjoys pumpkins. Because he'll eat everything, the peel, the whole pumpkin, you know? With butternut squash, he becomes spoiled where he wants me to cut it. My husband's like, you made him that way. I was like, well, yeah, technically I did, I guess, because I always sliced up all his food for him. I honestly, guys, I started slicing, you know, when I started slicing up Buck's food, it was the second year that Buck started coming to me. And the reason why I started slicing up his apples was because one time I offered him a pear, like a whole pear. I didn't even cut it, nothing. I just threw it on the ground. It was like the second year that Buck came to me. I gave him a pear. And that time I didn't even record him because he was like still like, you know, not too, he was a little like skittish, you know, like he wouldn't totally come up to me or anything. So I threw the pear on the floor and I was watching him eat it, and that's when he started choking. I don't know if he was choking on the pit inside of the pear. I don't know, but he started choking. It was the first time in my life I ever watched a deer choke. And I started panicking. I was like, oh my gosh. And that time, I didn't even have those buckets there. Those weren't there. I had no buckets for him. I was throwing all his food on the floor. I ended up grabbing like a Home Depot bucket. You know those Home Depot buckets? My father-in-law, he has a lot of those because, you know, we go to Home Depot a lot when we do like anything around the house. So I started grabbing the Home Depot buckets and started filling them up with a lot of water. And I started dumping them all over here, one after the other, and I made a big puddle, like water puddle, and he started drinking while he was choking. And thank God, like, you know, with the water that I offered him, it helped for that pear to go down his throat, because I started panicking. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to save this deer? I was like, he's choking right before my eyes, and it's my fault because I gave him a pear. Ever since that day, that's when I was like, all right, I'm not giving you pears ever again. That's why I never buy him pears. If anybody ever wonders why I never give Buck a pear, I gave it to him long time ago and he almost choked, and I said never again. I said, I'm never giving you pears ever again. And then I started buying him apples, and that's when I thought in my head, you know what? Let me start slicing the apples so he doesn't choke. So that's why Buck is spoiled and he gets all his food sliced, because I'm afraid of him choking. Yeah, so that's why I slice all his food, especially the apples, like anything that has like pits inside of them. Like, I slice it all up for him to make it easier for him to chew and for it to go down his throat. You're leaving me? I love you. I'll see you tomorrow morning if you come. I guess he's leaving, guys. Unless he's going to find the pumpkins that my husband blew, because he blew them down the hill, he told me. So Buck is probably looking now, scavenging for the other pieces of pumpkins. Yeah, he probably found the other piece of the other pumpkin. Are you looking for the other pumpkin, big boy? But that's why Buck is spoiled and he gets all his food sliced. Because 3 years ago, when he almost choked on a pear, I said, I said, from now on, I'm slicing all your food. And I've given him an apple, like a whole apple. He has eaten those where I've watched him eat it. He's never choked, thank God. Like that, I know if anybody around this neighborhood ever gives him an apple, I know, he's not going to choke with an apple. And everybody in the neighborhood knows that he likes apples because I did make them know about that. I said, Buck loves apples. So if you guys want to offer him anything, offer him an apple. But pears, no. Don't give deers pears. I watched this one eat it and he's almost choked. So do not give a deer a pear. I know something about the pear, maybe like the way the pit is, like they could choke on it. I don't know. But he almost choked on a pear. Well, he did choke. Not that he almost choked. He did. Because I watched him gag and his mouth was open and his neck kept going like this. Like he kept going like that with his whole head and neck. Like he just kept pushing his head up and down. Like you could tell like he was trying to get the thing to go down his throat. So that's why I slice everything. I'm happy at least I got to see him for dinner. He's probably going to go off now and start his daily walks, looking for his girls. Eventually a doe will pop up. The does always pop up. They always come and find him. So Buck never has to look too far for a doe. Because a doe will come in here in this forest where Buck lives and will find him. I'm telling you, Buck is lucky like that. That does do find him. He ate everything. He just left the corn. And he has a whole bunch of water. So if he gets thirsty, he knows where to come for his water. All right, everyone. I'm going to get going. I will be back tomorrow morning, like I said, if he comes. If he doesn't, I'm just going to put the food there. So if you guys don't see morning videos, that means he did not pop up. Because then what happens is when I get into the house, I want to make you guys like a post like I normally do, saying that he didn't show up. But I get in the house, I start doing things like, attending to my son and doing things. So I end up forgetting to make the post. That's why I'm just going to say it. If I don't put up a breakfast video, that means Buck did not show up. And if not, then I'll see you tomorrow. You'll see us. Not that we'll see you. You'll see us tomorrow for dinner time. But I hope everybody has a great evening and a good night. And I'm going to get going because Buck left to go start his hiking, like daily walk that he goes on, probably hunting for a girl. Who knows? And I will be back tomorrow. All right, everyone. Ciao for now.